Hello mga higala, kumusta? Welcome to My Law 101. Ako si Attorney Bingo Gonzalez and of course, my very guwapa partner, Attorney Jessica.
Makasmile kita. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening sa tanang nagsunod sa My Law 101. Another day of very fruitful o init na discussion, Attorney Bingo, kay kaning timely kay ni ato ang topic karon. And we are joined today by the Regional Corporate Communications Manager for Globe Group for VisMin, Mr. Rofil Sheldon Magto.
Good morning. Good noon.
Good noon.
Maayong adlaw sa tanan. Thank you very much for the opportunity for inviting me here and to talk about a little bit of our SIM registration campaign sa Globe Group.
Because the SIM registration campaign, there's a deadline, you know, for registering your SIM, which is like April something.
April 26.
April 26. Okay.
April 26.
Okay.
2023.
2023, correct. Oo. Ang ako ba is, the reason why we're doing this is so that we can trace all numbers. Do you think that SIM registration, I mean, I'll just go forward ba?
Okay.
Do you think SIM registration will help us nga dili na gyud ta makadawat og kanang mga fake things, fake calls, fake messages or kanang scams? Will it help us?
Yes, we really believe so. That's why Globe Group has been very supportive of the mandate of the government, especially katong bago lang na-implement nga balaod, which is what we call SIM Registration Act or the RA 11934. It was implemented starting December 27, right? And then we're given a few months to register until April 26. So we really believe that this law, this measure will help us decrease or if not totally eliminate the proliferation of scam and spam messages. If I may provide context, Attorney Bingo and Attorney Jess, the rate of the spam and scam messages really increased, especially during the pandemic. I don't know. Maybe while a lot of Filipinos are also having a hard time looking for livelihood or jobs online, kining ato mga friendly scammers po ay very creative po in looking for ways and means to nag-innovate po sila og mga kuan nila.
I don't understand it, Rofil. Unsaon na nila get my number? Like how do you ngano kibaw basta sa akong number nga di man ko I have very few contacts on my phone.
There are a lot of ways there they can get the number, so what we're telling our customers is that we should be very careful when we sign up sa kanang mga logbooks anywhere. I will not mention.
But they will ask for your number,
Also especially during the pandemic, katong mga few years back.
When mo enter ka, let's say mo enter ka sa opisina, you name the person you are looking for, with matching number. Ang lisod ra ba kay may tagang imong SIM is prepaid kay di man sila kay baw, you know, and you can always change it. But if your SIM is a postpaid, which you have had for 20 years or 30 years, you know, unsa man na. So how do I protect myself?
So protection goes both ways, no. So we while we are doing a lot on our side in improving our systems, we are also encouraging our customers to be very vigilant, especially na ang security really, cyber security is everyone's responsibility. No matter how we improve our platforms, if there are really customers also who are just negligent and provide their numbers and even their one-time pins to anyone, mag-isod gyud taan na. So really, it goes both way and really need to collaborate with each other. So
follow up ko sa question ni Attorney.
Go ahead, Attorney Jess.
How are we going to be protected? How?
Okay, so this one, on our side, we have increased the capability of our security platforms. We have actually invested more than $20 million as of last year, 2022. We have improved our platforms also, and we have blacklisted more than 50,000 SIM cards that were affiliated with fraudulent transactions. That's 50,000 as of 2022 lang. And there were 2.72 billion SMS and spam messages that we filtered already. Imagine 2.72 billion. And
That's
out of the...
period.
As of 2022.
1 year.
Yeah. And imagine, out of the 2.72, 83.4 or 83, more than 83 million were bank-related.
Oh, no.
So regardless kung unsa nga bank ilibuta or is a financial transaction, imagine if just 1% of that goes through the customer. And
You're talking
so we
about
filtered.
You're talking about security platforms. So, unsa man unsa man yun ni siya it's so easy for us to think about that Globe as a security platform, but I would like to know how this works for me, so that I guess you also need the cooperation of the SIM card holder.
Yeah. So there are a lot of ways na dili na namo gyud i-involve ang among customers because it's on our side na kaya na namo siyang i-filter on the security data center side pa lang namo, no. So if we find out that there is a certain originating number and sends a lot of messages in just a couple of seconds or minutes, ma-detect na namo na siya nga that's a fraudulent transaction. It can't be a person typing multiple, like 100 SMS in a single minute, right? It's impossible. So that's why nana siya red flag, and then it keeps filtering, and then it will not be able to send. Additionally, di ba recently kanang a lot of messages are also sent to customers before na yung mga links, right? Right? And then if it's easy, and then if you click it, and so we have actually disabled that one in response to the clamor of our general public, and in collaboration with our local government and our national government, we've disabled that one. So that's why right now, while the SIM registration is still ongoing, naka-disable pa gina siya, naka-enable pa gina siya nga feature, so that when you send a text message na naay link or naay SMS, dili siya mo abot sa customer, sa imong padal-an. Even email, kay it's hard to detect a valid link versus a legitimate link. So for the protection, valid or not, block na muna for now, and I'm sure it will improve in the future after the implementation of the SIM registration. But for now, we're looking at the protection yung sa among customers.
In terms of protection ba, like recently, I got a phone call on my cell phone, originating from a landline number in Manila, kay na may 8, di ba? Na may 8, and then the phone numbers. And then, ang nigawas gud sa akong phone was possible fraud. Gilabel yun siya as possible fraud, which I was very grateful for, kaya I did not open.
That's nice.
Your security kanang platforms include kanang mga ingon ana nga mga numbers, kanang mga landline numbers.
Mahibaw-an na.
I don't have the details, specifics no ang ilang filtering system, but there's already a tagging back end. So mahibal na there are numbers na gina-monitor na, and after a while nga makita gid namo nga dili na gid isakto ang iyang gimo, block it.
Because we also looked at least my son looked into I received this, and I said may kamaoan ang mga ingana.
Yes.
Guwang na. Anyway, he said that he even looked kay matrace makon ang numbers by a yellow pages thing on a yellow pages thing on the cell phone, and then he said that the number was not registered at all.
So if it's Attorney Bingo, if it's a landline, and it's not recorded on your phone, right? So you don't know who's calling. You just appear a landline or an unknown number. We strongly suggest not to answer it, especially if it's an unknown number, because there's what we call the one ring and cut call scam.
But it rang like a long time.
Yeah, long time. One ring and cut call scam. Most of this are coming from international mga. I will not mention countries that I received a call. I don't have any transaction or any friends from this country. So please ignore it. Do not engage, because the moment that you engage, they will find out, they will know that your number is active. And then they will
balik-balik na.
and then they will strategize on what to do
stop
next.
check
na ka. Okay, this is an active number.
So
And it will also incur additional charges. Now, there are ways naman na you can have it waived sa atong para you don't have to pay because we are very flexible naman, especially when it comes to mga fraudulent, as long as we can prove it, we can both prove it. But really, dili nang nato paabton, we should be very vigilant as well nga. Let's not entertain these types of calls.
Okay. All right, mga higala, have you registered your phones already? Ay importante to register, no? And we will see unsay consequences if you don't register your SIM card. Sa itong pagbalik. Okay, we are back. Atong gihisgutan ka ganina ang atong mga gikinahanglan ba nga protection. Kay with the development bitaw of kanang technology, as you said, kay mga new mga new innovations as to
mga bright
kana bitaw, do you think, like you were talking ganina about our registering our SIM cards, no? If we register our SIM cards, are we kanang guaranteed that daghan makay SIM cards baya nga baligya sa aseras? You know, you buy them 15 rajis. You know, actually it's very cheap. Palit ka ganyan nganong bukuan makapili pa ka whatever
Number,
network there. Ma-assured ba mi nga og magpa-register mi sa among SIM card nga ang uban nga mga SIM card nga mapalit ra nimo sa aseras dili na gyud magamit?
Okay. So, the main purpose gid sa atong SIM Registration Act is to protect our customers from the proliferation of scam and spam messages, no? And future kinds of or variations aning mga ginatawag natong fraudulent transactions. We assure our customers that this is one big step in protecting their data. I'm sure in the future daghan pag naay mga posible nga moabot nga mga nagkalain-lain nga scam, as you mentioned, nga creative gyud kay mga from the other friends. Pero makatabang yun ni siya kay this will remove the anonymity, especially sa mga SIM cards na ito nga prepaid or
so,
SIM.
wala na, abot nimo sa imong telepono, ma-identified yun na o kinsa na siya, even if he's not in your number.
I would disagree, Ato nang klaro.
Follow up ko sa question natin ni Bingo. So, let's say April 23 is the deadline. 26 is the deadline. After that, wala na baligya nga prepaid SIM
Okay,
cards.
sige, I will clarify. So, starting December 27, 2023, all new...
2022 pa.
Thank you, Attorney Binga. December 27, 2022, all SIM cards that are still in the market, meaning wala pa nagamit sa customer, ang default status niya is deactivated siya. Deactivated. Regardless if it was produced years prior.
So if you buy now,
so if they buy a new SIM after December 27, you can't use it unless you register. So that's the
question, ngano kanang sa aseras ba? Nganang kanang pretend daghanang SIM card nga barato kaysa nga tanan. Where do they get that?
Posible na ay mga suppliers pod, but SIM cards right now ana naman gid ang pricing siguro na mo range mga 40 or kay naman ginay kuan pod competitive advantage pod.
But I really did. So that means those SIM cards nga gipamaligya, the price I'm saying na 10 to 15 pesos was like years and years ago.
But
I don't know. Yeah. But at that time, SIM cards were about mga 40 pesos, 50 pesos. Yes. But is it kanang safe to say nga gikan ra po na sa inyo, ha?
If the SIM cards are labeled properly yes.
So di siya imitation.
Why imitation?
No, it's really hard to imitate.
Going back to my question, you said nga the SIM cards after December 27, ang iyang default status is deactivated unless you buy it and then you register.
Yes.
Okay, so after April 26, wala na dyan baligya.
Naapa, tuloy-tuloy ang
deadline naman siya sa registration.
Yeah, but so, if you buy,
register ka, di nakaka-register.
Actually, good point, no? We will clarify that in NDC. That's a very good point kay that's a new kuan man. So maybe that's for ang deadline sa April 26, I may clarify, is also
For
for
the-
the existing.
Yes,
Na
oo.
existing. Kay naaman tayo ginatawag nga
Later
prepaid
on.
users
Oo.
na.
Okay.
So we were given X months to register.
Okay.
So
you can buy man SIM cards, di ba?
Yes,
You can
yes,
SIM
yes,
buy
yes,
SIM
yes.
cards nga kay di ka ka-afford o postpaid kay
Oo.
dako man ang postpaid, so you can just load a SIM card nga na. So you can buy that,
Yep.
but you have to go to the legitimate Globe websites
Yeah.
or
Exactly.
Oo.
Oh, yes.
So clarify.
That's good.
Yeah.
Dili na diha sa kanang kilid-kilid or
Yep,
anywhere,
yep, yep.
Oh.
anywhere.
You can go there and have it registered just like applying for
Postpaid.
a postpaid. Except that wala siguro requirement for magpangita
Prepaid.
o kanang nagtrabaho ba ka,
Yeah, yeah,
etc.
yeah.
Proof of
Correct, correct.
billing.
Proof of billing, capable ba ka nga mo-maintain.
Pabayad.
Oo, exactly.
So to clarify, Attorney
Yes,
Jess,
oo.
ang katong imong giingon nga nagyapoy baligya padayon gyapon kay ang default status niya is deactivated state unless you register it. The registration will still continue. Ang deadline
For
nga
the new ones.
correct, for the new ones bought in the market. Ang deadline nga April 26 is for the ones nga existing
Wala
na.
gid ay deadline.
Existing na.
No,
For existing.
For
Oh,
existing ang
existing
deadline.
lang
Kay
ka.
meaning naggamit na ka prior
Yes,
years
yes.
pa
Oo.
and then tagaan kag to register.
so
Okay.
foreigners who come to the Philippines and want to buy a prepaid can do so and just register it.
Yes,
Automatic.
yes,
Right.
automatic.
Automatic.
They are given, I think, 30 days depending on their allowable stay here in the country. So, 30 days or more.
So if you
or
don't
less.
register your SIM on April 26,
By April,
wala na siya. You have to buy another one. Then just
yes,
register
unless the NTC will extend the registration period for existing.
For existing.
Kanina ron. Kay most of the most of the kanang cell phones bitaw are used registered to somebody but are used by somebody else.
Yep.
Okay. Foreigners, for example, or whoever comes here, balikbayan comes here, registers, and then decides nga blakaw na ko, larga na ko, just keep that phone kaya na katawgon diha or something, or the phone gets kanang ipasa ba sa iba.
Okay.
Then the person who is registered, using that number will no longer be that person.
Yeah,
It will be
yep,
somebody
yep,
else.
yep.
Unsa may protection ana?
There is a process naman that you can update your details or the details of your SIM. For example, ganahan kayo ka sa number, kay very easy to remember. You can update it. You can use the same website. I think that will
Change
be
the name.
to update or change the details or upload a new government, a valid government ID. You can also go to our Globe stores to ask for assistance or chat via our Globe channels via Facebook Messenger and One Globe app. So dagan channels.
Daghan siya. Kay I was thinking manggod nga those things ba, like for example foreigner siya niya,
Yeah.
he lost his phone, wala siya, pauli na siya somewhere that he doesn't really care anymore kay di naman siya malliable.
Yeah.
Kay naman siya
Na siya,
lang so a person nga ni pick up ana could use that kuan for scam purposes.
So kung kanang mga ingana, for example, I lost my SIM, it's very important that you report it so
If
that
you
it will
don't?
be deactivated. If you don't delete siya, it will still be tagged to you and it will
Yes,
be a
and you will be
burden.
liable,
Yeah, liable.
no?
That's the
Kay
purpose
Kauman.
of this one. You have to report it. Kay once you register, it's also tagged under your accountability. So regardless if you're the one using it or you're assigning it to your friend or to your loved ones, if that phone or if that mobile number is being used for something else, you're the one liable. So that's why sinabangay lang gid ba?
But that's why I was saying nga
Foreigner.
kana foreigner na or somebody nga kanang
Wala
di
na
sa
dili.
kayo, nga malliable siya. He can't be, wala may kagukod niya. Di ba? Wala siya kagukod niya.
So there are some mga mga instances or mga isolated cases. We will our team is very much open to look into the historical records, especially if there's a court order.
Yeah, okay.
And then we will provide information only to the nasa government agency or like to the NTC if there's a corresponding court order.
Alright.
Okay, we are government po sa data privacy
Right,
law, no?
right.
And we can just provide information nga, uy,
Yes.
kailangan ko detalye. Going back, Attorney Minga, katiingon nimo nga if after the registration, kabalo na ba tatanan kung kinsay mo tawag sa atong phone, even if you don't know.
Registered naman.
Registered at the back end, pero if you don't save my number sa imong phone book, if I call, it's still an unknown number.
still, okay.
But the telcos know it. We
Already
just
know.
don't share information because ang among giprotektahan po ang privacy sa customers.
Okay. So, naana yung mga, there are legal kuan ba? There are legal implications to SIM registration. Ato nang hisgutan after this. Okay, atong balikan mga higala ang atong pag-register sa atong SIM, no? So, we are already kanang accountable for the numbers that we have. If I had a case, for example, nga gilibel og maayo akong akong usa ka friend, for example, and sent that message, and the person who sent that message sent it to a lot. Kaya mo man ang libel na it has to be read by somebody else. Okay. And then I go, dili na register ang number, you know, you don't know. And I go to Globe, for example, and say, kanang I want to know the person, kinsa may tag-iya ani nga number because I intend to file a case against him or something like that. Will the data privacy kanang principle of Globe be violated if Globe will tell me
Yes,
the number?
definitely. Because we cannot just provide information on a per request basis, even if you're the chief executive of a certain company, or we really need to work with the local, with the national government and with the court. So the main, if na ay court order nga provide information because this SIM card or the SIM is being used in fraudulent transactions or libelous cases, then tsaka lang mimo provide.
Exactly, but the thing is, like kinsa man imo responded, like we file a case.
Number lang.
Number among kuan. So we need to identify. Di ba niya? Can NTC like for example
Simple.
force you to give the kuan
If there's
details?
if there's court order plus
How can we
with the
go to
NTC.
court if we don't have any person?
So kailangan siya og okay.
Kisa ba na may reklamo? SIM card.
Fraudulent
SIM card
transactions
number.
will be under criminal law.
Ew.
Diba? Ang sa criminal law, you have to identify the perpetrator.
Yes,
I think that question best answered by the NTC. Na siya sa guest na mo gahapon, and I think it was also discussed na we have to be very careful in providing information lang. Kay even if you're legitimate na request, there are also instances that it might be used against a person, and the one liable for that one will be the telcos if you provide information, even if we're doing it out of goodwill or out of the necessity of the request. And there are a lot of mga violation, and there are a lot of consequences then, not just financial but also a reputation, corporate reputation.
Yes.
And the mere fact that if we violate the data privacy law, our customers will no longer trust us, diba? So that's the reason nga amo gining protektahan, and we assure them that whatever information they do or register through the SIM registration will be kept confidential or protected.
Okay. Like for example, I get a threat, and obviously the threat is very real. Anya kanang makaingon na siya dayon nako nga, I'm following you. You were this and that, and then those things, and then you don't know who it comes from, but you know that the threat is real. It could be a ransom thing. So sa inyo nga end, if we show that to you and if we show that to NTC, and NTC orders you to reveal the persons for my own security, ingon ana ba ang kanang proseso, how unsa may extent sa NTC supervision on the telcos?
Attorney Vinga, I would like to answer that question, but as of now, let's clarify na lang muna that kind of information with the NTC, because the IRR says manggod ng atong the telcos can only provide information if there is a court order.
So it's not NTC.
Court lang yun. Court order. So we'll clarify that with the NTC. We're working naman hand in hand with them. Since na-mention na nimo nga dili man sad ka makakuha og file kung unless na there is a complete na kay name or data dadto. So
you know that comes
You can
in
do
like,
it with a number.
oh, no,
Yeah,
because
yeah.
that comes in with like maybe
0917.
kidnapping cases.
Yeah, yeah.
You know, kidnapping cases, gikuha imong anak, and then he says, di mo matrace. Capable ba ang telcos to trace the calls immediately or to know kanang ing anak? If you work
If registered na tama,
no? Registered ta. Kana bitaw, it's not just a court order, but a police investigation or a police operation that involves the telcos.
If registered na ang customer or ang phone, there's already data na naasa mong database, so capable of identifying kung kinsa ang gahuid sa phone or kinsa ang nakatag na customer sa phone. So we have that information. There's also instances na yung mga location kung asa ng latest.
Yes.
Although not
Kitaan.
necessarily exactly at
More
the
yun,
exact
no?
location.
Sometimes mo go around several towers.
Technology nga triangulation, you can look kung asa ang nearest na cell site nga asa siya ni connect or na-latch.
I'm asking that because a long time ago, like naanay cellphone but no registration, no anything ba. But I remember that there was a kidnapped victim nga gikuan nila reporter pataad to.
Yes, reporter pa mi.
and there was the police was able to kanang coordinate with the telco nga na-trace yun nila og asa. O nya murag gi-triangulate siguro na or whatever basta kay nakuan and dakpan ang mga kidnappers. Yes. Oo, sa panahon
So how much more karon kung i-register ka?
Yep, exactly.
Oo. So, when you register your SIM card, unsa ba imong kinahanglan? Like I'm an ordinary. Wa ko'y trabaho.
Very simple ra kay ni Attorney Bingo. They just go to our official website, which is new.globe.com.ph/simreg.
For Globe users.
For Globe users. So they will go to that website. Don't worry, it's free. Even if you don't have load, you can access it. And then register. Register by putting your 10-digit mobile number, less the 0. So 917 or 905. This goes for Globe and TM customers or subscribers. They i-input lang nila ilang name, birthday, complete address, gender, nationality, and then they will also upload a valid government ID.
Yeah, what kay valid government ID?
Yes.
I am sorry. We really work
Hala.
really very well. Kung walay valid
do you do
government
that?
ID, there are ways naman na naapoy pwede ang barangay kung naay kanang clearance, barangay
Pwede
clearance
ma-upload
or
nila ang
ma-upload ra
clearance?
basta naay photo pod.
Photo.
So NBI
NBI,
clearance.
NBI.
So there are
So
other
you
ways
can't
man.
get an NBI clearance if you don't have a government
Exactly,
ID.
oo.
Kalisod ani.
That's the kuan, but that's the dilemma because many
Yes.
poor people
Yes.
who it's not the way that it's but many people who
Do not
cannot
have access.
afford don't have access to that. Unya dili gani kabutar kay dili makakuha og Comelec ID kay why previous ID nga mo ingon nya it cannot be man nga na
Or
icon.
chicken and egg
you know,
na
it's a
kuan
chicken
ba?
and egg thing.
How do we deal with that?
So are you flexible to the extent nga as long as ma-identify nimo ang tawo inyo i-register iyang SIM?
Unfortunately, attorney, the mandate yun sa NTC is really a valid government ID. So naalang tayong mga listahan sa mga IDs na pwede.
Basta sa
Unya,
mga IDs, mga clearances
barangay, and then na
included?
NBI clearance, pwede pod PWD ID cards or clearances na pwede gamitan as long as there's a photo as
Senior
well.
citizens
Pwede.
ID.
Yes.
Pwede.
Government issued ID.
NBI
I
clearance.
know
So,
that.
we know the kuan gyud kana dilemma nga there a
Oo.
lot of people also don't have the plastic cards ng mga ID, and there are a lot of kuan pod mga challenges in getting one, but
Kanang valid ID that you're saying is kinahanglan gyud na siya nga kanang effective gyapon kay sometimes it mo kuan man no kanang expire man, but it doesn't negate the fact that that's you and that's your that ID can identify you. Why does it have to be a kuan kanang valid yun in a sense?
hopefully it should be valid. Pero siguro okay.
Valid with
valid
expiry.
with the expiry kay posible man na nag-change ng imong details or dili na, for example,
Dili na
your
ka,
government
miss,
ID.
kung dili, Mrs. na. something
so
like
mo
that.
ginang
Yes.
gi-require and we're only following what's instructed of us kay kami pud ang
Alright.
Hopefully okay ra kay there are barangay
Hopefully.
clearances man attorney nga nanay picture.
yeah.
nanay picture.
So hopefully
So,
okay na
And
ang barangay.
ako lang i-add
clearance.
nga Attorney Jess and Attorney Bingo nga there's also a requirement for selfie. Now a lot of people or some people might ask nga anong kailangan pa og selfie. Kuan lang the requirement lang siya sa NTC because there are also instances to find out lang na the one uploading it is the one holding the
ID.
number. O namay gamay nga variation sa dagway. At least dol-dol ra or nitambok gamay or niniwang gamay.
So kailangan jud ka mag-selfie.
Any last words for our viewers?
So, amo ang gi-encourage ang among strongly encourage ang among mga customers sa Globe and other customers also sa TM nga gagamit og mga prepaid Globe SIMs. To register na, ayon na ninyo og dugayad. Taas-taas pa ang panahon sa atong pagrehistro until April 26. Pero at the same time, ayon na ninyo og langayang inyong pagrehistro. It will only take you 15 minutes, especially if you have complete data and valid government ID. And just go to www.new.globe.com.ph/simreg. So, keep it Globe and mag-simreg na tayo.
Na-enjoy ko, ano? Na-enjoy.
Yeah, of course, right? Of course.
Salamat kay mga higala for being with us today. And register na your SIM, karon ma-protected sa ta. And so, I hope to see you again soon. And ako si Attorney Bingo Gonzalez.
Yes, and thank you very much for being with us today. I hope naghantag nakatunan and let's register our SIM cards. Ako si Attorney Jessica Banzon-Natad.